So we just got out of the fourth attempt, the 2015 the fourth attempt of the Fantastic Four.
I just want to really.
So, Keels, yeah, you want to throw up that IMDb?
All right, yeah. Michael B. Jordan is a human.
First top billing.
Let's go. Michael B. Jordan is the Human Torch. Miles Teller is Mr. Fantastic. Kate Mara is Susan Storm. Jamie Bell is the Thing. Toby Kebbell is Doctor Doom. Reggie Cathey is Franklin Storm. And I don't really know if this matters. Tim Blake Nelson is
The army dude, right?
is Mole Man. I don't know why.
Mole Man.
That's what it says.
He was really okay. So, all right. So Tim Nelson, the dude who got fried, he's supposedly Mole Man. He's credited as Mole Man. I'm like, ha! Well, this is knock off another point off of that score.
Who that
Fraud. The Doctor Doom first encounter. We was like,
that's it. Yeah, you didn't know that.
Sketchy government dude.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
I was like, that's Mole Man. I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow.
Well, yeah,
Just
they
knock off
said
another
he was
star.
supposed to actually be Mole Man the first time. They didn't confirm or deny it. He's actually going to be.
Well, he's not
like
going
one
to
of
be.
He's like one of those actors that like
He was in
he
he was
always
in
resembles
The
a villain,
Incredible.
but I
He
just
was-
don't want you as a
Yeah.
main villain. I want you as the side.
He was in the
bitch,
Incredible
bitch,
Hulk too.
Yeah, that's,
He was in the Incredible Hulk also, and he
Yeah.
played the lead. Wow, he just can't ever get a break when it comes to playing a villain. Okay, I'm getting
He's the
sidetracked.
assistant villain. That's all.
All right.
He's sidekick
Incredible
villain.
Hulk, he helped out Bruce Banner.
Yeah, but he was supposedly supposed to be the leader. That's why he had the thing in his head. That's why his head got a little bigger. The drug. Yeah, he's supposed to be the leader. I'm getting sidetracked though. All right, so this movie, it's about, well, Ben Grimm and Reed Richards get picked up by Franklin Storm, who offers them a scholarship at the Baxter Building and says, hey, we're going to go into interdimensional travel. And on their little escapade, when they start drinking, this real story, they start drinking, they're like, you know what? We should come up with the idea of guys' night. No, we should come up with the idea of going up into the portal, which of course is hit with cosmic rays, and they come back, and of course, as the title suggests, they become the Fantastic Fail. Four. Yeah.
It's all how they got their powers.
All right, so it is very different. The cosmic rays are not when they go up into space. It is very Ultimate Universe, and I remember the Ultimate Comics, the interdimensional travel. I'm okay with that. Now we're going to go one by one on our reviews, so I'm going to try and get the positives in first. Yeah, go this way?
Yeah, because I'm still.
Debating, all right. I gotta say, the first half of this movie, up into the first half, from beginning until it got to the 1 year mark, I really enjoyed. I thought it was a good sci-fi film. I mean, it wasn't like a good superhero movie, but it does move really slow, but it's establishing the characters. I feel like if they had more time, not establishing, but if they picked up the pace when it came to, you know, establishing, because we all know who they're going to become, and they focus central on the family aspect because that makes up the Fantastic Four, maybe it would have done a little better. But once that second half comes in, but the moment it gets to the 1 year mark, it just takes a spiral downhill. And negatives, like, first off, if you're expecting Doctor Doom to be done justice, this isn't your movie. I mean, like, straight up. If you're expecting, like, this whole revelation between characters and the family aspect, this isn't your movie. If you're expecting a comic-accurate Fantastic Four movie, this isn't your movie. If you're expecting a moderately decent superhero movie, this isn't your movie. Overall, I'm telling you, the first half is good. It's very slow pacing, and it's so dull in color. Like, it doesn't even look like the Fantastic Four. And Keels, when we get to him, will point this out, brings up how they steal from other movies. I'll leave that for him, because that's all we were doing in the audience. The sad thing is that during our movie experience, more than just Avengers, we'll go through it, but we were saying this, like, the sad thing is that above us in our screening, when there were jokes, nobody laughed at them. There was a person that slept. I heard him snoring. I was like, if that's not enough justice, look.
I can't blame it on
It's a long day.
All right. Long day, I suppose. But overall, is it justified for that 10% on Rotten Tomatoes currently? I would say 10%. I don't think it's that bad, but it's definitely not your kind of superhero movie that you'd be expecting, I'm going to give Fantastic Four 2015 a 1.5 out of 4.
Fuck you.
And if I mean, it's on the same level as Silver Surfer. It pretty much is. It's on the same level. It's not as bad as Roger Corman, but Keels, that's all you.
Okay, I'm going to agree with Jared. The first half of the movie, it did drag on, but I mean, they were character building. So I guess I don't really have a problem with that. And yeah, it's just, you're not really out of your seat until Doom comes back, which I thought he looked cool. Everybody else, I think they were on the fence about it, but I thought he looked cool. But
about the exploding heads. Did you mention that?
yeah, Doom comes back to the laboratory. Was it the Baxter Building? And just
it's Darth Vader.
blows everybody's brain out of their head, literally. So that's my favorite part off the rip. Say again?
Area 57, not Baxter Building.
Oh, Area 57? Okay, the Area 57. Yeah, he's blowing everybody's brains out. That's my favorite part. Let's see.
Did you
Oh yeah, the
references?
the six movie references that I made. All right, number 1, Static Shock, because in the beginning where Richard Reed, Reed Richards, yeah, Reed Richards, power outages the whole town or whole neighborhood or whatever, and all these sparks come sifting through the Transformers, so that's Static Shock. Number 2, Prometheus.
The planet they go on
the
is like
planet.
the civilization that is for our origins of Earth. I'm like, I feel like we've been here before.
Yeah, it looked like the setting for Prometheus.
Isn't that Fox owned also? Yeah.
3. Help me out here, Jared. What did I say for the third?
All
one?
right. What?
Fast and Furious.
What was Fast and
Fast
Furious?
and Furious when they were racing.
Oh yeah, I mean,
When he wrapped it on the pole.
yeah.
But I mean, my only counter to everything you're saying is we're at a point now where how many ideas are completely original?
Yeah.
There's only
It's-
10
that's
original
true.
ideas
You
left.
can
Yeah.
either
They
directly steal
expand.
something or you can be influenced by it. But
Yeah.
because all these different movie genres are all oversaturated now,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of everything in it.
Take Fast and Furious series. Fucking Point Break.
Or take
there
in the
was
end of
a-
this movie what that was called a climax when the portal, like
So-called
Man of
climax.
Steel, yeah, the portal from Man of Steel. It's just straight the same thing.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
beam coming out of the sky. Let's
Every
see.
superhero movie having a beam that comes out of the sky that just I'm like why?
Before the
That before.
let's see, before they actually go to the different planet, they actually sent a monkey there,
Oh,
and so he looked like Caesar.
Caesar.
So he looked like Caesar. So that's Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
It was Toby Kebbell's other form, Koba.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I had 6. Oh yeah. Mole Man. He just blows his brain out, and that looked
Star
like
Wars, yeah.
that reminded me of Darth Vader with the death grip. And then at the end, where they're trying to figure out a name, and they're like, "Oh, we'll call ourselves the," and then they roll credits. So that reminded me of the Avengers.
The Avengers. I've never been more pumped than that movie when I was like, you're so excited to hear like Avengers Assemble.
But they
and
didn't
it's
even
just like,
film it.
They never filmed
They
it.
did it purposely like that, and they shot it that way. They've said there is no Avengers Assemble line of dialogue actually recorded for that.
Probably for Fantastic Four, since they had so many reshoots, they probably did have it, and they were just like, no, we're just gonna cut it.
See, but like the reshoots, like, all right, the Planet Zero.
All right, well I'm gonna finish mine up. So anyway, even though the movie was a little boring and it was mostly character building, I think it has an upside.
And it works.
With
That aspect.
I say there's gonna have an upside with the next movie they do.
Wait, you think there's gonna be a next movie?
There's gonna be another one?
Yeah, I think they're gonna make another one,
Oh,
and they need to make a Silver Surfer one.
No.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Better Silver
They can do
Surfer.
something else with the Silver Surfer.
back?
A Silver Surfer would be great,
heels.
but
I
Yeah,
love
but-
Silver Surfer. I'm
You
down
have
with
to
that.
bring Galactus into it. That's gonna make
Make a fucking Stormcloud.
I'm
not no
That's not a cloud.
No,
Oh, I was
do not make
about
him
to
a
say
cloud.
that.
Listen, the little bit of action that they showed,
That was another thing.
I thought it was great. So I'm gonna give this a 2,
Oh, it's
just because Doom was, having brains fly all over the wall. That's why he gets a 2.
All right, Cadillac.
Alright, so this movie was... I have a love-hate relationship with this movie. What the other guys said before, it was really good till they got to the 1-year mark. I was very disappointed when Reed kind of left them. I don't even think he was even going to come back if he got caught. I mean, do you guys think he would have came back or would have took longer than a year?
He was trying to find the answer.
Yeah, they did play that element where he was just like, I'm guilty for this.
Like, you
I
see
have to fix it.
Yeah.
Is he guilty or is he guilty that he got caught?
He was building the machine again.
He knew he couldn't save him with this government all on their back trying to use him as experiments, so he just had to go out there. And everything was fucking shocking for him too.
In a whole year, you're not caught. Like I'm just like, wow, you're really hiding under the radar.
Something crazy that happened. He needs a year.
Something that
That I was actually happy they did with him. He was able to change his facial recognition.
Yeah, which made sense, but yeah, I guess we can include in this. I was gonna say that apparently. Oh, I was just gonna come over. There's a scene that was like, I don't know if it was filmed or scripted, but I heard it like in the interviews of this where it makes sense for why he's not wearing his glasses. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but the moment after the accident, he doesn't wear his glasses, and it's explained that he can also stretch the pupils in his eyes. But they took that out. I was like, what?
He didn't.
Now he doesn't really need to. That's just community error. All right, go ahead, Cadillac. Sorry.
It's alright. There wasn't that much action in this, which I didn't really realize till Kills mentioned it. You're right.
Yeah, well, yeah, because we're both sitting there, and I'm like, this movie's an hour and 42 minutes, and I'm looking at my watch, I'm like, there's only... Yeah, there's only 30 minutes left. I'm just like, what?
Do you not remember the first Fantastic Four movie? There was no action in that one either.
Really? Hold on.
Wait until the very end.
But the first, it had a lot.
consistent.
It had a lot more entertainment
There's
value
entertaining
though.
moments. Like, they have a fight in the
Instead of saving someone on the bridge.
Yeah, like, there were moments that were like, wow, like, that was actually like a superhero thing.
That was the other thing.
What did they do? Think about one superhero thing.
MXB.
Oh, the thing with his kill count of 43. I feel bad. Oh no, I feel bad. I killed those people even though I got up to 43.
Because the logo wasn't bad.
You guys are loving blue eyes.
Jared can be a little bit biased. You can be.
Ultimately, like hater mode. It's just like.
I think I'll give this movie a 1.5. I was just very disappointed. Doom really disappointed me. I was waiting to see lightning come out of his hands. I kind of, as I told Kills before in the theater, Doom looks good from a distance for me, but up close I just didn't like him.
I think it was better.
He wasn't fully suited up anyway. Granted, the suit fused.
Yeah, the suit fused. The suit he was wearing fused to his skin.
I don't know where that went. Just like
That's what I'm saying, man. The sequel has an upside.
The sequel has potential.
the sequel's
If
not going
there's
to
a
happen.
sequel.
If there's a sequel, right?
It's not going to be.
All you guys are going to be eating
Bring Silver Surfer in
I'm not
later.
saying it's good. I
Yeah,
really
like,
like the sequel. I'm just saying it's
Bring in
there.
Silver Surfer like the third movie. Don't do it. Don't.
I'm putting
Do it
money
the
on
second
it right
movie.
now. Our first podcast was Amazing Spider-Man 2. We were talking about how there's potential for the next one, everything. If that movie failed, this movie is sure as hell.
That only failed
All
after
right, so Skullduggery. I didn't hate it. I think it could have been better. Mostly the beginning, like near towards the end of, I guess, probably chapter 2, like when things started like getting like to the points of the plot. Pretty much when they got their powers, like they started like you start seeing them like morph and shit. It was like something out of a horror flick. It was just, they go to a different. Oh no, yeah. Susan's power just came something totally different. Just like she wasn't with them, she just gets it out the blast of them coming back. And I was just like, okay, I guess it counts.
It was like one of those science experiments going wrong.
Well, shit. She's not.
wind.
the wind from that planet got her. That backlash. Changed her.
Because otherwise, you're like, 4 of them are going, 1 of them's left.
Yes.
How did she get her power?
Yeah, exactly.
I was wondering that.
At least she was there. Like,
But like, yeah, they go to a planet of some rock that could have potential energy. Every splash of freaking radioactive power just hits them, and they just suffering from the trip back. They're suffering from it. I can't close my paw.
And then the rocks come in.
But yeah, like when at that scene when they was getting their powers and it was like started changing, it was just like something out of a horror flick, and I was just like, oh my god, this is. To me, it was like if I was a kid, I'd be like, oh my god, this is terrifying.
I know you wasn't liking when Reed was like all stretched.
Like Johnny's just on fire. Like you just see a burning corpse on a table. You see a burning corpse on a table. Like, come on. That's, it was just like, Jesus Christ.
I don't mean to take it back, but I was like, yo, with Michael B. Jordan, I was just like, you know, all that
Who got destruction power?
hate bash. I was like, oh, she's
Oh.
burning
Who?
up. It's a lot of good
How Reed got destruction powers?
Reed? I don't know. He
That's
just.
a good question
In the
because
context of how everyone got
Yeah,
theirs,
it, like his thing was broken like everyone else's stuff. Johnny's gets caught fire and
I
got
guess because when his
set on
foot was,
fire.
like, trapped on like that door handle thing.
That's where
I
his
guess
foot was
'cause he,
trapped
like,
at?
I guess when he like pulled
That's
it,
how he got it?
noticed like, oh,
Because
no.
explain the other
wasn't that
three.
wasn't
Was
that
it his
after?
door that popped open?
Yeah.
Pretty much, like, okay, so pretty
No,
much during.
You know what? It wasn't his door because the door that popped open was Ben's at first because that's
Yeah,
how the rocks got in.
yeah, it couldn't
And then
close.
Johnny's was like the because
The fire burst through the window, hit his helmet, it got him on fire.
Oh, damn.
I mean in the comics, not in the movie.
And none of the movies. Really.
And then the wind made Susan.
No, in the 2005 one it is.
No, they got like hit by a radioactive jump.
Yeah, in
like
the
just
2005
that storm.
one.
No, the storm, magnetic storm.
Yeah, the
fly.
cosmic storm came
Cosmic,
and it
yeah.
hit him like from multiple angles
Angles.
and it like stretched his body back.
Yeah.
Like, you physically
See
saw like
his
what
body
happened.
getting stretched.
Minus the Human Torch. I think he just went through the rays. But either
In this movie, they explained Human Torch. That dude got lit on fire. But yeah, besides all that, towards the end, I called it because nothing happened. Because fucking Doom shows up at the last minute, saves the movie pretty much in my book,
They did.
and just Darth Vader's everyone. And for them to go that way, I just felt like it was really dark. And like this Fantastic Four has to be like, it's like the darkest Marvel thing I've seen since like Blade or Punisher.
yeah. Until
Yeah.
Deadpool comes
Yeah,
out.
until Deadpool comes out.
Yeah, so
Movie-wise.
Yeah, like I was like, they're gonna try to pull a page out of DC. They try to go dark. They're trying to pull a page out of DC for a little bit, but all in all, Doom just saves it. I liked his outfit. To me, it was just him naked.
Hey, wait,
Because-
can you explain the things Joe. Yeah, I was looking at that. I was just like, you know, I love how they like just CGI'd like a cod piece right there. It's like,
Why you looking there, Jerry?
Hey, I would be upset if I could never have sex.
But like,
That's why he's upset.
like Doom, like his mask gets
After
infused.
Watchmen,
Like
like
his,
Dr. Manhattan,
like they did, I guess, an okay job explaining why his face is like that because his mask gets infused to his skin.
Yeah.
So
His whole suit, yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it works. It's like because he comes back and it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, Doom now is, like, pretty much he's like, oh, we want to go there to get resources from the planet. Me, I'm like, he is the fucking planet. He's been there for a year just
think-
getting treated by it.
I know you're a Batman fan. I think the planet is filled with, you were saying this, the
Venom,
from
the Bane
Batman
Venom.
and Robin. I was waiting for Dr. to just be like, bomb.
Like, he was hulking up, like, some Venom in there. But
I have a
What
feeling.
do you get him given the movie?
I'm going to give it a, I was going to say 2.5.
Whatever you feel.
But
You do whatever.
I'll give it a 3 because
Whoa.
it could be something better.
You want to give it a 3?
I'm giving it a 3. Because
Okay.
3 out of, what was it, 5?
3 out of 4.
4? Oh, it's 4?
Yeah.
I might have to go back 2.5 then.
yeah,
2.5.
I might have to go back 2.5. It was out of 5. I did 3. But, like, since it's out of 4, I'm doing 2.5.
You scared me. I was like,
It still was a good movie. Like,
You know what? I want to change mine to 2.
you want to change yours to 2,
I
kind
want to
of?
change mine to 2.
Oh, man.
I'm sticking.
I just called it on Doom. I was just like, we got some action finally at the end. But, hey. Sean.
Yeah.
He's about to. If he,
All right, I'm sticking with this because I'm backing all of this here.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 3. Yeah.
Actually, a little higher than
I
me,
thought he was
but-
about to give it a 4 too. I was about.
No, it's not a 4. Oh, it's not a 4. It's not a 4. No,
Yet the soul is
this movie has a lot of potential.
Agreed.
The movie is very paced out. I like the beginning of the movie. Like,
Good pacing.
wouldn't
That's what I
say
meant
it
to
was
say. That's what I
dragging.
meant to say.
It
but
was dragging.
establishing.
Yeah.
I didn't think
It's an origin story.
enough.
Everything has to
Like,
take a tone and it has to take a pace, and it's like a slow pace for an origin movie is kind of the way I thought it was gonna
I
go.
just didn't feel like they got enough of the people
I
getting
mean-
adapting to their powers. They just shoved it all in like,
Well,
oh, they're used to it.
What,
They're
what
good.
was
We
the
train
total
them.
runtime?
The runtime was an
Hour
hour and
46.
42 minutes.
No,
So if
46.
they-
46?
Like
46.
like the old one was like, oh, you see them struggling with their fucking powers and shit. Like everyone's like enjoying it.
I-
Like,
Well, they
That's-
still
Johnny
kind
had
of
trouble
were.
flying.
Hey,
And he found out how to fly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there are moments in the movie where in that 1 year, I feel like...
That
I
one guy
like they cut out
trained
the-
and
I
just
like that they cut
could
out that
do all this
bullshit.
stuff that they had problems with.
I hated
See,
that.
I think it's this. It's just that whatever Fox gave them from their runtime, absolutely. We're actually kind of split. I
We're-
think,
we're almost
on
at the conclusion.
the whole thing, but it's just that like, if Fox said to them like, all right, we're giving you this much time for a runtime. This is what your movie has to be. You kind of have to be like, all right, well, what are we gonna do? If they were Marvel making the Avengers, they have a longer runtime where they can say, all right, let's cover more of our bases here and there. So it depends on what the politics with Fox was, where they said, all right,
But there
we're
was
going to
no
give you
room
an
for
hour and a
Doom,
half,
though?
we're going to give you 2
But-
hours or whatever.
But no room for Doom.
I
Like I, feel like
expected
some of
Doom
this
to be at the
time
end.
could have been summed up if they just pushed it.
They-
With all
I
due
don't want a
respect.
montage of like 1 year by myself of Doctor Doom just like
No,
chilling
like-
I'm
I'm just saying that 1 year they finally found Richard
Maybe
Reed.
he's
They
creating
finally
Doom bots
find
for the
Doom.
sequel,
Like
you never
Doom could have
know.
came in when they
Ooh.
got Reed. Like that's what I'm saying.
Well, he did come in when they got Reed.
No,
Like,
no,
after they got Reed, it took him 10 minutes,
Yeah, but they-
found the source code, found Doom, and then boom.
They should have done something with like Doom trying to like train his powers or something.
Or at least
Why?
try to come back.
I
But,
wanted
guess
Doom-
he wanted to come
Everybody
back.
knew he was alive. I mean,
No,
come
no
on.
one knew he was.
Bro,
The
the
audience knew he was
the
alive.
way he went out looked like he died.
Expectation is he's alive.
Yeah.
I wanted Doom
way
just
he
to
went
come in and be like, I'm gonna fuck up everything and fuck you all up. And he did do that.
He
they
got hit
played
with
it-
green
they
lava
played
juice.
it right
That man
because
looked
he was
like he
very
was done.
anti-government to begin with.
Yeah.
So government guys standing by him just like, wow, tell me this, do that. It's just like, no, that's the last
All
thing
right,
he's going to want to
I'll
do.
just put it this way. They're still in the sense, when did the Roger Corman come out? 1994?
yeah.
Actually, to be honest with you, there's not been one successful attempt of Doctor Doom that has been a perfect adaptation from comic to film. And I don't think, honestly, we're ever going to get that. Because there's so many
like,
picking
man,
and
not gonna be
choosing.
We can
Good.
get a Joker.
I-
We can get a Doom.
I know, but there's so
multiple
many.
Jokers.
It wasn't bad.
This is the
Doom wasn't
this is
bad.
the
Doom
argument I
wasn't
have
bad.
that backs this movie.
I'm just saying,
where I
the
agree with you
Fantastic
that
Four
this is a decent
itself,
movie.
I would just wish it was just a better. Like, I wish I have a
A
great
coherent
Fantastic Four
piece.
movie.
And if you watch the trailers, like there are clearly scenes that are in the trailers that did not make the final
That's
cut.
all movies now.
Yeah. But I mean,
Come on,
like,
Deadpool's altered so much
I
for
was
the
waiting for that
general
scene
public.
when Thing was being dropped from that plane.
Oh, yeah,
waiting-
where was
I
that
was
at?
waiting for that.
yeah,
I
wasn't that?
expected that. I
Wasn't that,
expected none
That
of
was
that.
in every single
You gotta buy the
advertisement.
DVD to see the rest.
Exactly. I never
The director's
expected.
cut.
Yeah, I never expected any
I'm gonna
of
get
that.
RoboCop on this movie. I'd buy that for $1.
But here's the thing. We all love Marvel's take on all their movies. But what Marvel's version would look like? Like, if, all right,
Happy-go-lucky.
if Marvel said, all right, we're going to do Fantastic Four, it's our property
We
now.
wouldn't get those cool.
Would we get a better Doctor Doom, though? Or would they not
I
do
think we
Doctor
probably
Doom?
would have gotten
Oh, they would've probably-
cooler,
Maybe not
Yeah.
at first. They
like a verbal, more
We go Marvel.
intellectual Doctor Doom we would get if we went to that Marvel movie. But like all that
You'd get
violence
closer
Doctor
to the
Doom,
Loki
no, we
Doctor
would not
Doom.
get
They'd
that
be
Doctor
like,
Doom.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in power,
But would Marvel actually keep Doom, or they just kill him off like every
They would
other
keep Doom.
character?
they would keep no. They
Well,
see
Red
that's
Skull's
the
not
one
dead.
You'll
thing.
get hit with a Doom box.
Heck, he ain't coming back though.
The 9 realms are all lined
Hey,
up.
Jared,
I know,
he's
but
coming
what's the
back.
name does
There's
not
gonna
want to
be a
come back
sequel.
for that
Oh, I
role.
bet.
It's
There's gonna be a
makeup.
secret. It's just a Doom
No,
box.
he said he's
It's
never
gonna
coming
be-
back for that
It's
role.
makeup. You put somebody else in
it's
this
just
I
a
know.
Doom box.
I thought
You're
the
right.
guy
There
from
will be
War
a
Machine.
sequel to Fantastic Four, along with
Well,
the sequel to
contracts.
Amazing Spider-Man. You know, it'll be Amazing Spider-Man 3, a sequel to the Ang Lee Hulk. It'll be in that category. I can't wait for it. I'm waiting for it right now. Fantastic Four 2.
Keep a smile on his face.
All right.
All right.
Would you give this a 3?
I gave this a 3, and I say this movie has a lot of potential. It is.
does.
It's not that bad of a movie compared to the first Fantastic
I don't know,
Four.
Fantastic Four,
It
this one
took
was a step up.
elements of the first Fantastic Four and the slow pacing, and the ending of basically having Doom at the end, the big giant fight. Because even in that one, you didn't get Doom until the very end of the movie.
All right.
And this time it was violent as fuck.
Yeah,
Think about he was
it's
more
just a step
violent.
up from all the other ones. This one was.
It's a
step
darker
up.
tone, and
Yes.
if they actually can go with a very darker tone with little bit of comedy,
Yes.
very little, and let's go
But how much
full on dark.
How much more better would Doom, or how more memorable would he be?
Well, technically,
if
Johnny
while
and
he's
the Thing
doing
would
these
have a
things,
comedy.
he says something memorable, like, or something that's like a philosophical thing. Like, that's how Doom is supposed to be. Like, there's never been a good Doctor Doom. I think if you want the great Doctor Doom, if you want a really good Doctor Doom,
You gotta
there's a
read about it.
cartoon. You read about it. You
There's
have to
still
read about
people who
it.
critiqued
And
Heath Ledger's Joker.
you know, no,
regardless.
like, and watch
No,
Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It's, yeah, that's a great show.
I've been over this.
I love that show.
see, this
What?
man. What, you said you don't like Heath Ledger's Joker. Right?
He did a great job. I just don't like the baggage that brought with him. He did an okay, great job.
See?
I still am a fan of Mark Hamill's
Hamill's the
and
best, yeah.
Jack Nicholson's
All right,
Joker.
Rashawn, pass
And
All right,
See,
so
some Romero's Joker.
I piggybacked off of yours because I agree with you on a lot of it. So I think 3's being generous. 2.5 is about where I. If out of 4, it's got to be there because it's not the worst. It's not the best. It's got potential. So it's a little more than down the middle. Everything that's could be said has been said. I just think that as a fanboy for Marvel's work, I don't know how I would feel on Marvel's take on it.
like, I'm gonna be honest with you. If this film, when this film fails,
Oh my God.
Pessimistic man here.
all right,
Asshole.
and eventually down the line, hopefully Marvel will pick up the rights. I'm telling you, the first move they're going to make is that if they do a Fantastic Four movie,
They won't do
from
Doom
Marvel,
because
they're not going
it's
to.
overdone.
It's overdone. They're not going to do it. They said that about Spider-Man. They're not
Yep.
going to do any more villains, and I said that's fine. But I guarantee you, they will not have him as main villain, but they will establish Galactus.
I feel with
They-
what Marvel's done,
Yeah.
if they had the property again, they could do Galactus
I just
and
want my thing
make it
versus
work.
Hulk fight. That's all I want. That's all I want. It's just
Jared, wait.
Jared,
If
no.
this
when that
Joker was in the
happens-
street asking for money, would you put money in his cup? Would you?
all right. If it was in the street, would I put money into this movie and invest it? I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Asking for money.
If I saw this movie, if in stores, in retail, I would take the DVD, take a glance at it, and I'd probably find the closest trash can, and I'd throw it away.
So rude.
This person's being.
But like, but this is not like. This is not a video on demand direct to that movie. Like this, again, it wasn't a disaster. It wasn't the greatest movie out there. It was better than okay.
Pretty much gave you a taste of what it.
I mean, you have your origin story established. You had a pretty decent villain, regardless of how much any of it feels ripped off. Because it's not the Marvel villain. We're like, oh, so you're gonna fight yourself, basically, your evil twin.
And time-wise, it doesn't even matter. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Like, all right, case in point, Star Wars, all right, the original. Darth Vader was only in the movie for 12 minutes. 12 minutes, and look at how iconic he is. Doctor Doom.
Doom will be back.
Yo,
Doom was a fucking planet in this movie. He was the.
That the power source of that planet was absorbed into him enough that when they went back and saw the landscape, they said, "All right, something's different."
Yeah.
Especially when you saw the recent trailers and you said, "Wait, something's different."
And I
They
mean,
just
like,
moving
from that
everything.
aspect, it looked alright. It was like, okay.
I didn't hate it.
It
And
could have been a Doom.
I mean, Doom was definitely a high point in the movie because I don't think good or bad expectations. Nobody expected that out of Doom.
Oh,
You did not go into this movie thinking like, all right, it's going to be disaster and Doctor Doom's going to be awful. No, nobody expected him just going ballistic like, your head's blown up, your head's blown up.
Maybe they just thought that there wouldn't be enough of an audience so they can get away with a lot. They were just like, huh,
Vader, and
nobody's gonna watch this anyway. Let's just go crazy.
I cheered. I cheered.
I was like,
There were cheesy moments. I mean, every movie nowadays got its faults.
That's right.
I mean,
I
yeah.
think that's cheesy.
So I'm sticking with my 2.5. Somebody should add this up and give a good average so we get.
All right, so overall, the score for the Guys Night Crew is a 2 out of 4 for the Fantastic Four. He gave it a 1.5. He gave it, Face gave it a 1.5.
I think the real math, get the proper
You
average.
gave it a 2. He cut.
He changed it.
You did 1.5.
Correction. Yeah, it's still 225, so it's still a 2. All right, so yeah, it's still a 2 out of 4. I mean, honestly, I don't feel. Are you guys gonna ever watch this movie again? Because
I would not theaters though, because I'm not that type.
No,
no.
I wouldn't do. Typically, Marvel movies, I'll try to see them at least twice in the theater.
Oh, he's pulling an incredible.
I'll watch this again. Without
I'll watch
a doubt,
Doom parts again.
And again, like,
I wouldn't pay to see it.
no,
See?
never.
Yeah, I gotta wait for it to come on like
HBO.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
when it goes on HBO, I'm
FX.
just gonna be like, alright, Doom, there we go.
Just FX, just no, not even HBO. Just wait for FX. It's just
I
like-
don't know, FX.
You imagine the censoring. It's Fox. Yeah.
Oh, what's his face from The
Don't edit it
Simpsons
out.
being
The ending? Why?
the
Why would
teacher?
you want to see it if it's
Oh yeah.
That was a nice surprise.
I was like, oh, all right, that's.
Good
Good.
name.
If I
That's
saw it
pretty
when I'm watching it
And-
and they edited it, that's when I know
I
saw
mean,
it.
I feel like there was something I was about to say about this
I
movie.
do have a couple of things.
We took care of the king.
All right, go ahead.
I have a couple of questions for
All I'm
everybody.
thinking.
All right, so which Human Torch do you guys like better?
What is this a new question?
For Keels, it isn't.
You know what I.
Let's take a guess.
It's the first one, right?
Michael B. Jordan.
Really?
He gave me a little bit of. I like a
still
little
like
bit
Old
of Johnny here.
Yeah, Chris Evans, I feel like he's good in the superhero roles that he chooses.
Yeah.
Not every role, but the superhero roles. Like, I'll put it this way. Like, again, it goes back to when we were doing the Marvel movies. When he was first casted as Captain America for the first Avenger, all right? I was one of the first people to say, I am so against this because he already played the superhero. And he changed my mind. I can see him now as both the Human Torch and as Captain America on two different aspects.
Contractually, whatever you say the word.
Yeah.
Contractually, he is not the Human Torch anymore.
But to
Michael
mine,
B. Jordan.
until they reboot it again, yeah, Michael.
My second.
Surprised no one mentioned Not even.
I think the internet has done enough.
Well, the movie does it for us, okay?
It really does.
The movie did it for us.
It's another Iron Man 2 roadie
We
thing.
didn't want
like, I'm
to
here
just state the obvious. We didn't want to state the
It
obvious.
was Jungle Fever.
Oh, shut up.
Exactly. See, that's why. Like, granted, I had a problem with it earlier. I was just like,
I'll put it this way.
how different lady?
If-
I guess they're adopted. I
No,
guess.
but even if he wasn't adopted a Michael B. Jordan, even if he was
mom
white.
white.
No. Even, oh my God. Even if everybody on the team was white and it was the same movie, I would still complain about the family aspect. It doesn't matter.
They weren't close. The brother and sister weren't close at all.
But do family have to actually be close? No.
Yeah, but in the comic books, they're close.
They planted on that planet.
Yeah, they're not like brother and sister fighting type deal when they're in the comics.
Yeah, but they were like pretty much not acknowledging each other at all.
There was a little bit.
They did.
There was very little. There was very little Susan Storm and
One's
Johnny.
the favorite, one's the screw up. It's always been like
Because the one smart.
Johnny got daddy
and
issues.
then
He's
he's
a
adopted
screw up.
one.
Michael B. Jordan.
Johnny has
he's
daddy
biological
issues
one.
apparently.
Franklin Storm, though, he's over here calling everybody son. I'm like, I'm raising an eyebrow. I was like, I'd be Michael Storm, like, you calling everybody son? I thought you called me son.
So,
How many kids you want? You say
I
he's
still got one. I still got one more.
He the son you want? Come on, man.
So where was Stan Lee?
In the
He made
credits.
He was in the credits.
He was?
Executive producer
He
Stanley.
made the right choice.
He can't be. Why?
Yeah, because he's not made one since the last Spider-Man, the 2007.
I swear he was in the Avengers
Dude,
too.
he was in Amazing Spider-Man 2. What are you talking about?
Yes, he was.
He was definitely in the graduation scene in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, he was.
I can name every he's
Wait,
Stan
but
Lee.
he's not made anything in the X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no.
No,
Wait, has he?
no.
In, no, since First Class he hasn't.
But he was in. Was he in Avengers too?
No, but that's not Fox. That's Marvel.
Marvel. Oh, you're talking about Fox.
The
Okay,
last Fox
movie.
X-Men origin. Yeah, it was X-Men
Fox
Origins.
movie,
Wolverine.
okay.
Yeah, that was the last Stan Lee cameo. And after that, they said
Because
like,
it's
no.
been the time when
I got a
had his
question.
heart attack. Or had his-
what's the guy's name?
for Franklin Storm.
So, how does Franklin Storm survive that blast by Doom?
About time.
Promise me
He pulled a
to stick together.
He pulled a Mufasa at the
He
end.
should have been dead on impact. Should have been dead on impact.
Oh, kills, boy!
No, you had the dialogue wrong. When his dying breath, he was like, be sure to train Anakin. Be sure to teach him the ways of the Force. Oh, that wasn't it? Oh, my bad.
Oh no.
Yeah. Because it's fun to look. There is another.
He got fried from the inside. And he had enough air
Inside.
just to
Say
say
that.
the final farewell.
It's your kids.
Because realistically, if you get blasted and burned like that, your final words is
Like, dude,
Honestly.
a lot worse to that man, but since he treated him like a child, like his father, I guess he was just like.
I love his face before he died too. It was like a oh. It was
Wasn't
worse.
that much of a dick because
No,
he could
he
have
was-
blew his head off.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't
Chris.
too cruel.
Yeah.
it makes you think like, all right,
That relationship.
he brought Doom into the picture to do all this stuff, so it's just like you're happy with power. I kind of gave you that gateway to that, so don't kill me.
He was trying,
obliterate.
but he had the same voice. He's like, I know you are not going to kill me on this
You
day.
had to have your Agent Coulson. You had to have your motivator, other than the fact that it's destroying the planet.
Yeah, he killed a lot.
I thought he was gonna come to Earth and wreck shit.
I thought
I was
more
waiting
stuff
for
was
that,
about to
actually.
happen in this movie, but I guess all they did was destroy a bridge, and they were like, "That's our destruction." They spent most of their CG on the thing anyway.
I
So,
think this conversation is longer than the movie was.
hey.
We're getting
And
there.
speaking of which,
We're almost
yeah,
on that Doom arrival
nah.
part.
I think this was honestly, to be honest, viewers, you're probably going to find more enjoyment in this podcast than the film itself. So, with that said, I guess that concludes this podcast. And again, that is a 2 out of 4 for Fantastic Four 2015. I'd love to revisit the original 2005 Silver Surfer and maybe even Roger Corman one
Really
day.
want to go
rate
down
it
that
up.
rabbit hole like
Rate them up. I'd love to. I have them all, so
we did. We
So-
went through Daredevil, and when we almost went through Elektra, we couldn't make it through the movie.
yeah. So until next time, this has been Jared Avery.
His kills.
Cadillac.
Skullduggery.
Rashawn.
Joseph M. Edwards.
And remember, on our website, check out our review. Compare the two, because we did a video on how this movie would do, if you remember that in winter, how this movie would do. So check that out on our site. Be sure to subscribe to us at Guys Night Movies, Twitter page, Facebook, and Instagram, and now on iTunes. Remember, just type in Guys Night Movies.
Also, eventually I want to start a music podcast reviewing albums. So, we'll get there. Till next time, we're out.
Okay. Until next time, this is, until next...
If you can get a bootleg copy of this movie, you're not wasting your money.
But we're all for copyright we're not for copyright infringement. But until next time, remember, we do what we do for the sake of the podcast. Until next time.
My line. We're out.